So, guys, last night President Ramaphosa announced the cabinet for the 7th administration. And I must say, this is a new one because this is not an all-out ANC cabinet. This is the cabinet of the government of national unity. This is the cabinet of the will of the people. You know that President Ramaphosa and the ANC, they have invited 10 political parties to help them constitute a government of national unity. So President Ramaphosa actually made sure that all the parties in the government of national unity have some sort of a representation in the new cabinet. And the reaction, guys, that has been coming out ever since President Ramaphosa announced this new cabinet, man, it has been very funny because it's meltdown left, right, and center. The meltdown that's on social media, the meltdown on television, and the meltdown on radio. It's over the top. People are crying, man. People are crying real tears. You would swear that these people have lost their loved ones. And today, I want us to look at a very interesting reaction. This reaction came from SADTU, the teachers' union. The teachers' union is not happy about the fact that Siviwe Gwarube from the DA, she is now the new Minister of Basic Education. They are already criticizing her. They are already letting it known that SADTU does not appreciate to work with a minister that belongs to the DA.
And welcome back. So the South African Democratic Teachers Union, SADTU, has rejected the new education minister. The ministry will be led by the DA Siviwe Gwarube after the president, Cyril Ramaphosa, announced his cabinet last night. The union says that the DA has no interest in addressing issues faced by black teachers in the sector. SADTU's
and it's quite interesting that SADTU would say that the DA does not have interest to address the issues that are faced by black teachers, whereas SADTU has been there for the past 30 years. So if SADTU knows that there are issues that are facing black teachers, why haven't they done something about it? They are waiting. They waited for President Ramaphosa to actually change one of their cadres, and now say that the DA is going to run that department, for them to come out and say that the DA does not have an interest of addressing these issues. Why haven't they themselves addressed those issues? Why haven't they addressed those issues? And why are they already attacking Siviwe Gwarube? Because the woman has never stepped foot in office yet. She has never stepped foot in office yet, and SADTU already has knives out, ready to attack. It's absurd.
General Secretary Mokoena Maluleke now joins us live. Mokoena, very good morning to you. Thank you so much for making time for us.
And guys, I want you to listen to the nonsense that is going to come out of this man's mouth. And please promise me that you are not going to be upset when you listen to this man.
You have a new minister in the Department of Basic Education, Siviwe Gwarube. How do you respond to that?
Good morning, and good morning to you viewers at home, and thank you for having us indeed. Look, we have acknowledged that the president has the prerogative to appoint whoever they want to appoint, and the appointment is in terms of that prerogative, and therefore we acknowledge that. However, we must say that this is an affront for the appointment of Siviwe because in the manifesto of the DA is creating a narrative based obviously on ideologies that the DA believes in, that SADTU is a stumbling block to quality education. And
but guys, let's be honest, you guys have been a stumbling block to the quality of education. Let's be honest. I mean, the pass rate of 30%, the environment that the teachers are subjected to, these are your failures as SADTU. These are your failures. So you can't say that you advocate for a passing rate to be 30% and at the same time do not want to acknowledge the fact that you are a stumbling block to quality education. You are a stumbling block to quality education. You have never addressed this issue. For us to be here, to be talking about the 30% pass rate, it makes no sense. It makes no sense. Children in this country, they cannot compete with other children throughout the world because our education system is a farce. And SADTU stands there and say that the DA accuses us of being a stumbling block for quality of education. Of course you are a stumbling block of quality education. You are.
The DA has been clear in terms of rejecting those transformational, policies that the Department of Basic Education wanted to implement, including rejecting the Bella bill that basically wanted to help us to deal with issues of language, which would address the issues of discrimination in our school based on language. And therefore, the relationship basically is what the minister will have got to look at. We have created an environment where labor peace has been there for many, many years, and that is very important. And therefore, the appointment of a DA minister who does not believe in transformation, who does not believe in equity, who does not believe in the ingrained and meshed narrative, which is very deficit in terms of the student achievement, and only understanding that students achieve because they must work very hard. And not understanding that opportunities and the environment is very important for those particular students. It is going to define the relationship moving forward, and therefore we really are not happy, I must indicate.
So are you telling me that SADTU is happy about the environment of where the children are learning right now? So SADTU is happy about the environment of schools today? Because if they are going to accuse the DA of wanting to change what is happening right now, are you telling me that SADTU is happy about the environment of schools today? Are they happy about that? And now he's playing politics. And this is what SADTU and other alliance partners of the ANC have been doing for the longest time. They have been playing politics. Instead of just focusing on their work and making sure that the people are getting the best out of them, they are simply playing politics. And this is what this man is doing right now. You can't talk about the transformation agendas. You can't talk about the environment. Whereas you guys have been there for the past 30 years. What have you done to actually advance the transformation agenda? What is it that SADTU can say that this is what we have achieved as SADTU? What is it?
With the department being headed by a person from the DA, irrespective of whether black or white or brown, that is not an issue. The issue is those beliefs and ideologies that the DA still have, that you have the poor and the working class must always accept the inferior status, and this white supremacy mentality is.
The DA said the DA said the poor must accept the white supremacy. I have never heard the DA actually advocating for white supremacy.
Governing the DA throughout, and we have seen it even in terms of the letters that have been leaked, the statement by Helen Zille. Obviously, that is their culture, that is their belief, that's their ideology, and that's the issue.
Yeah. Mokoena, do you think perhaps that your fears are misplaced if you consider that Siviwe Gwarube will be part of cabinet and will be also part of decisions that are taken by cabinet? There's one chairperson of cabinet, and that is the president, who is still the president of the ANC. What's your fears, and what informs that fears? Do you think that the president will bow under the pressure from the Democratic Alliance, for instance, to repeal, this is now from the ANC side, the Bella Act?
Yes, we believe that she's going to have to attempt to repeat, to reverse that, because the DA did not support it. The president hasn't signed it as yet, and we wonder why the president has not signed it, because the president signed a number of bills just before the elections, and then only left this one out, and therefore it leaves us with that particular question mark on why this one was left out. And obviously, we must not really not understand the goal of the DA. The DA was very clear that even its deputies are going to be different from the other deputies. They will also have the credibility and the credentials of being in the cabinet They will be part of the executive, as we know that, deputy ministers cannot even stand in to act when the ministers are out of the country or assigned other responsibilities, because we know that they are not part of the executive per se in terms of powers and authority. But the DA was very clear. Theirs will have those particular credentials. So what stops us from believing that indeed the DA will do whatever they want to do with basic education, irrespective of what the president has said?
But that would be unconstitutional, don't you think? The Constitution is clear who is for...
No, Ildren, do not let facts stay in the way of good propaganda. Do not let the facts stay in the way of good propaganda.
part of cabinet, that is the president, the deputy president, and the ministers, not the deputy ministers. They do not form part of the executive.
Why did the DA say that particular statement? They said it because when it suits them, they believe in the Constitution. When it doesn't suit them, they believe in white supremacy. So white supremacy here, it is that it can change anything.
White supremacy can change anything?
Yeah, it can change anything. Anything. Because obviously...
And guys, the white khefar that is happening on television, on social media, guys, it needs to be stopped. It needs to be stopped. Because right now, this man is a spokesperson for SADTU, but listening to him, he's rambling nonsense. He's rambling nonsense, and he knows that this nonsense that he's rambling is going to resonate with a lot of people who actually believes in this rhetoric of white khefar. This is nonsense. Did you listen to what this man just said?
So white supremacy here, it is that it can change anything.
White supremacy can change anything?
Yeah, it can change anything. Anything. Because obviously they have narratives, and the people who do not go deep into analyzing except the words that they use would believe that they will not do it. They will do it. Let me tell you, they will do it because they know that the system is based on those particular narratives that believes that black people are corrupt, that black people are lazy. And therefore, if anything is going to be said by the DA, that these people must be part of the executive, the very same society will believe that is necessary because it is the DA, So we must understand that institutional racism has really damaged people's minds, and people will just believe anything because it's been said by the DA, and because the DA is having this power and the superpower of capital and the market. And we have seen it. When the DA sneezes, the rent goes somewhere north. And then when the DA says no, but we're no longer suffering from flu, and then the rent goes up. So what is it that they cannot do? It's power, it's capital, it's money, it's the economy, it's in their hands.
Mm-hmm. Well, Mokoena, I remember a couple of years ago at one of COSATU's conferences, SADTU was one of the first unions at that conference to endorse Cyril Ramaphosa to become the president of the ANC. He was then the deputy president of the ANC. Considering this particular decision, do you believe that the president of the ANC, Cyril Ramaphosa, has lived up to the ideals that you endorsed him on a couple of years ago when he was running to become the president of the ANC?
The president of the ANC, Cyril Ramaphosa, is leading a divided house. And in that particular divided house, people are putting their interest first, and therefore he is being compromised. And because he's compromised, he will not live up to those particular ideals and those particular priorities, as we said, that we support him for that. Therefore, he's been compromised because he's leading a highly divided house.
What does it?
So it is Ramaphosa's fault that the ANC is divided. Is it Ramaphosa's fault? Or did the ANC start, did the divide in the ANC start when Ramaphosa became the president? Because last time, I remember the ANC has always been divided. The ANC has been divided for the longest of times. So why is right now the fact that the ANC has been divided, he's trying to make it look like this is the fault of President Ramaphosa. And this means that President Ramaphosa is compromised. And how? And how?
Divided.
What do you mean by he's been compromised or he has been compromised?
He's been compromised because it's no longer about about the interests of the country, the interests of us in education, and the interests of everyone in health and everywhere else. It is the interests of those particular people who are in leadership.
No, you are just mad that the South Africans did not give ANC an outright majority. You are just mad because you didn't get one of your favorite cadres from the ANC to lead the Department of Basic Education. This is the reason why you are mad. You are actually mad at the will of the people. You are mad at the fact that people do not want the ANC to govern the country alone anymore. You are mad at that. What can Ramaphosa do? What can Ramaphosa do? South Africans told him, even before the elections, they told him that ANC is not going to get an outright majority. They told him straight up that we are sick and tired of this nonsense of the ANC. We are sick and tired of you people's corruption. We are sick and tired of you guys failing to deliver on your promises. So we are going to make sure that you govern with other political parties so that they can monitor you. Just say it that you don't want the will of the people. You are sick and tired of the fact that South Africans have a choice and they made their decision. This is why you are mad. You are not mad at the fact that the president is compromised. You are not mad at the fact that President Ramaphosa is leading a divided house in the ANC. You are just mad at the fact that the people have made their choice and now you did not get one of your favorite cadres or your friends in the ANC to lead the basic education sector so that you guys can continue doing as you please. This is the reason why you are mad. This is the reason why you are throwing your toys out of your court. These are kind of people that do not believe in democracy. These are kind of people that do not believe in democracy. Now you want to blame Ramaphosa for ANC getting less than 50%. Anyone could have been the president of the ANC, but in 2024, there is no way the ANC was going to get 50%. There is no way ANC was going to get 50%. You are mad at the will of the people. You are mad at the change. You want to keep the status quo. You want to keep the status quo. You want an environment that is dangerous for the teachers. You are happy with the fact that teachers are being killed by students. You are happy about the fact that the environment in primary schools is unbearable. You are happy about the 30% pass rate. You are happy about that. You want to keep the status quo. You don't want change. And unfortunately, change is coming. Change is coming. Whether you like it or not, change is coming.
Position they would want to occupy, and therefore these particular decisions, therefore they impact on his prerogative, because they will then be told you need to increase so many deputies so that you then are able to cover these. And
this is the will of the people. It's not like Ramaphosa has been dictated by anyone in the ANC. Ramaphosa has been dictated to by the people of this country, by their votes. Ramaphosa has been dictated to by the people of this country, by their votes. You making it look like Ramaphosa is sitting there and they're going to tell him that, no, man, right now you're going to have to bloat the government a bit so that you can accommodate such and such. And before you even know it, Ramaphosa's prerogative has been tampered with. No. Ramaphosa has been dictated to by the people of this country. So if you are not happy about the fact that Ramaphosa can no longer do what he pleases, it means that you are not happy about the will of the people. It's simple.
Able to take care of that and so forth. So we know he's compromised because while he's exercising his prerogative in terms of the Constitution, that prerogative has been compromised by a divided house. He's leading.
No, it has been compromised, if that is the word, by the people of this country. This man hates democracy, man. He hates democracy. He doesn't even think about the fact that all these decisions that Ramaphosa is making, he's making them because the ANC did not get an outright majority. Ramaphosa was never going to make these decisions. If ANC got 50% plus, he was never going to make these decisions. But he's making these decisions because South Africans have said, no, we are not going to give you an outright majority. So now you are making it look like it is the ANC that is dictating to Ramaphosa. A divided ANC is dictating to Ramaphosa. And now Ramaphosa can no longer do his own thing. Man, this guy sounds so disingenuous, man.
compromised by the fact that Helen Zille also has, impacted on how he has got to appoint his cabinet and so forth. So yeah, he's compromised. So he's no longer driving his own goal and a vision that he had when we endorsed him. But obviously, when we look at how many positions have been created, it is not about the interest of the country. It's about the interest of the parties.
Does compromise mean sell out?
No, not sell out. Compromise that you can't exercise your authority.
Okay.
You can't exercise your intelligence. You can't exercise your vision.
Man, ANC has been exercising its authority for the past 30 years. So stop it. ANC has been exercising its authority for the past 30 years. Stop it. Stop it.
Your vision is always to be clouded by the interest of those who are surrounding you. So therefore, you no longer are able to be decisive. You cannot be authoritative, because you need to be able to, accommodate those particular interests that are so many, so divergent, because you are not leading a focused ANC that is united and wanting to deliver for the people of our country. And so under normal circumstances, you wouldn't have really given the DA the basic education ministry, knowing very well that labor peace is fundamental in education. But because of those who are compromising, okay, you give me finance, you give me this, therefore you've got to compromise at the end of the day. So that is how it's compromised.
Okay. So what does this then mean for SADTU as a member of a federation which is an alliance with the ANC, and how you have this relationship with the ANC? Because sometimes you'd have, for instance, the Alliance Summit and so forth, where discussions are being taken on various policy proposals. What happens now going forward, considering that, as you say, the president has been compromised, so he's not as powerful as he was before?
The first thing that is going to happen is that we remain part of the alliance through COSATU. And then we know that we have got a national democratic revolution that will have to deliver equity, social justice, and social cohesion for our people. And therefore, we still see the ANC as that particular vehicle within the alliance. And therefore, we'll continue to make sure that we work.
I mean, come on, it's not like you guys have a choice. It's not like you guys have a choice. It's not like today you can wake up and say that, no, man, we no longer want to be the alliance with the ANC. Without the ANC, you guys are nothing. Without the ANC, you guys are nothing. So it's not like you guys had a choice. So stop pretending like you are negotiating from the position of strength. You are not negotiating from the position of strength. You are not negotiating from the position of strength. You guys basically depend on the ANC. And you hate the fact that the conversation is going to come up between the ANC and the DA about SADTU. The conversation is going to come up, and you guys will be put under scrutiny. Everything that you guys have tried to achieve will be put under scrutiny. And the DA will say that, guys, these guys are a stumbling block. Like you said, the DA now has a chance of actually maybe getting rid of you. I don't know how legal is that, but maybe the DA actually has a chance of getting rid of you. And you know that conversation is coming up. But if the department was led by the ANC, you know that everything is still good. Everything is still good. We can have our 4 meetings by the week. Our teachers can attend 2 days. All of those ridiculous things that you guys do. But now that there's a new sheriff in town, you are not happy. You are not happy. The conversation is coming up, whether you like it or not. The conversation is coming up between the ANC and the DA about SADTU and what to do about SADTU. And the role that you guys have played. And the role that you guys have played. Maybe this is the reason why you are actually mad with the fact that Siviwe Gwarube will be leading that department. Maybe this is the reason why.
To ensure that the ANC is renewed, and renewal will be that those who are criminals, those who are corrupt, and those who are in the state capture find their way to go out of the African National Congress so that we can deliver for the people of our country. So we know that ours is a long-term goal of ensuring that we live in a country that is free, in a country that can really have an economic growth, as we have said in our NEC, that we have to work very hard as the teachers to ensure that we have functional skills, foundational skills, so that we build an economy. So we are not abandoning the alliance. We are going to make sure that the contradictions are sharpened in that particular alliance so that those who do not belong there must leave.
You made reference early on to the Democratic Alliance's manifesto. Just quickly want to read from it. They call it, of course, a rescue plan. Since 1998, SADTU has weakened systems for managing teachers' performance. Furthermore, SADTU not only undermines performance and accountability measures, but also effectively dictates the hiring process, leaving it susceptible to cadre deployment, nepotism, and conflict of interest. What is on your agenda when you have your first meeting with the new Minister of Basic Education?
First in the agenda is that the Minister of Education must apologize on behalf of the white people of this country that
Siviwe. Siviwe, you must apologize for the white people of this country.
Minister of Education must apologize on behalf of the white people of this country that we cannot accept the ideologies of blaming the victims. In other words, you have a system that is so enmeshed and engraved with those ideologies that blame the teachers, blame the learners, and so forth. We want that particular minister to be able to deal with that. Secondly, is that here we have got the National Education Policy Act that dictates that trade unions will be consulted as part of the law of this country. Therefore, the minister must really, commit to that.
Siviwe is not going to consult with you guys. Make peace with that. The DA cannot stand SADTU. The DA cannot stand you. So they thought that the DA will consult you on anything. It makes no sense. The DA is not going to consult you. You guys will be pushed on the side. You will be pushed on the side slightly. You will start feeling the cold. You will start feeling the cold. Maybe this is the reason why you have already started reacting like Julius Malema. You will start feeling the cold. You start feeling the cold. There is no way that the DA is going to consult you with anything. Their manifesto tells you that, guys, we hate you. We hate the fact that you have gotten rid of accountability. We hate the fact that you've pushed for schools to hire incompetent teachers. So why would you want the DA to consult with you when their manifesto describes you guys as the stumbling block? Why would you want that? They are not going to consult with you. They see you as the enemy of progress. They see you as the stumbling block of the quality of education. This is how the DA sees you. So they are not going to consult with you. I don't know how, by law, how constitutional or unconstitutional that is, but I can tell you for free that they are not going to consult with SADTU. They are not.
She will not see us as enemies, but see us as partners so that we are able to protect the environment for our children, to have labor peace, to have education. That is our priority.
And you will also see her as a partner, not as an enemy.
Yes, because we see that position as a position that is created by the constitution of our country, not as an individual, and that position we respect.
Thank you so much for your time. That's
just imagine, man, seeing SADTU as their partners, man, and knowing very well that you believe that these people are a stumbling block to quality education, man. Just imagine seeing these people. Just imagine seeing these people as the partners. The DA will never see you guys as their partners. You are not the partners of the DA. You are not the partners of the DA, and you know very well the kind of treatment that you guys are going to get from the DA. Maybe Siviwe actually has a chance of reviving the basic education. Maybe she actually has a good chance of reviving the education system, because what you guys have been doing for the past 30 years, man, it has been carnage. It has been carnage, man. Everyone complains about the quality of education. Everyone complains about the quality of teachers that children are subjected to. Everyone complains about how you guys are always on the trips, how you guys have actually gotten rid of any accountability. You guys have actually stopped the what do they call this? The performance of the teachers and everything. You have stopped all of that. You have stopped all of that. You don't want anyone to come and actually review the performance of the teachers. You don't want anyone to review the performance of the principals. You just want everything to be all for free, all for free. And unfortunately, that time is over. That time is over. That time is over. I mean, we have a generation to build. We have young people to empower. And we cannot allow alliance partners of the ANC to stay as the stumbling blocks. We cannot allow that to happen. We cannot allow that to happen. And I hope that the DA does not allow that to happen, because if I was made the basic minister of education, I was going to find a way of getting rid of SADTU. This is what I was going to do. I don't want to lie. I was going to find a way of getting rid of SADTU. This is what I was going to do. This is what I was going to do. So I cannot blame the DA if they have an idea, or if they actually have an appetite of getting rid of you guys. I do not blame the DA of trying to suffocate you guys. You guys need to be suffocated. You need to be put on the side. You have destroyed young children in this country today. You have destroyed young children in this country. You have been playing politics, and the ANC has been playing footsie with you, because the ANC doesn't care about the education of young children in this country. The ANC loves this kind of education system because they know that a stupid nation, an uneducated nation, it is easily misled. It is easily misled. So maybe finally you guys are going to kiss bye-bye the basic education sector. South Africa is sick and tired of SADTU, man. South Africa is sick and tired of SADTU. We are sick and tired of the teachers that do not know what the hell they are doing. We are sick and tired of seeing children going to school from Monday to Sunday, Sunday to Sunday, going to school. But the pass rate does not even improve. Even if the pass rate improves, there is nothing to celebrate, because we have 30%. There is nothing to celebrate. So what is there to celebrate? Just like with Njemetseha saying that, yeah, the pass rate has actually gone up in South Africa, so we need to clap hands at the 30% pass rate. We are talking about the pass rate and saying that 85% of the matriculants have actually passed matric. Man, we don't care. It's 30%. It is not good quality education. It is not good quality education. You guys are just happy with the fact that thousands and thousands of young children are going to high school, going from primary, going to high school. And you guys see yourselves as success. You see yourselves as success. So we need to get rid of you. Maybe not me, guys. I don't want to lie. If I was there in the DA, I was going to tell them that, guys, find a way of getting rid of SADTU. Find a way of getting rid of SADTU. We cannot allow SADTU to be there. SADTU cannot make the decisions about young people in this country going forward. SADTU must not be allowed to be in that room when the decisions are being made on how to empower young children in this country. They must not be in that room. We cannot allow you guys to be in that room. No. We cannot allow that to happen. We cannot allow that to happen. We cannot allow that to happen. Man, every day, man, we complain about the quality of education, man. Every day we complain about the fact that even the schools, man, even the what do you call this thing? The recreation, man. In schools today, there is no sport, there is no debate, there is no art and culture, there is nothing. There is nothing. And hopefully that Gaten McKenzie, man, is going to work with Siviwe Gwarube, especially when it comes to the matters of sports, man, and art and culture. We know that the Patriotic Alliance and the DA does not see eye to eye, but hopefully Gaten McKenzie will work with Siviwe Gwarube to make sure that sport is back in schools. To make sure that sport is back in schools, man. To make sure that the debates are back in schools. To make sure that art and culture is back in schools. Today, when the schools are closed, you will never see the children go into schools to play sports. You will never see the children in any activities. Today, you have black people that are working so hard so that they can take their children to the multiracial schools, because they know that if my child attends a certain school in town, chances are my child is going to play rugby, he's going to play tennis, maybe he's going to get into acting, they're going to get into the debates. And before you even know it, my child would have actually discovered what they are good with. But in township schools, there is nothing. They go to school and they come back. They go to school and they come back. They don't know, even young people in this country, in the townships, they don't know what they are good at. The parents of these young children, they don't know what their children are good at, because there are no activities in school. And these are the issues that you guys have actually failed to address. There are no activities in school. You guys have destroyed the black child that you always pretend to love. You have destroyed the black child. You have destroyed the black child. When you see young children, especially black, are you happy about the work that you guys have done? When you look at the fact that young people in this country, they cannot read or write, they cannot read for meaning, are you happy about that? The fact that the grade 7, grade 6 are still struggling with comprehension, are you happy about that? Of course you are. Of course you are, because you are pushing for these incompetent teachers. You are pushing for the incompetent teachers. So you are actually happy about the fact that young children in this country cannot read or write. You are happy about the fact that when schools are closed, there is nothing for these young ones to do in the townships. There is nothing for them to do. But the parents that actually take their children to the multiracial schools, even when the schools are closed, they still go to school. They have to practice. They still go to school. We see that every day, even when the schools are closed. You go to town and you will actually see the cars of the parents. They are going there to watch the matches, to help their children practice. They are there with their children. And when you think about it, black people were never even supposed to be subjected to working hard only for them to take their children to the multiracial schools. If the schools here in the townships were actually good enough, there would be no need for people to take their children to the multiracial schools. But the fact that people are working so hard to take their children to the multiracial schools, it means that you guys have failed. It means that you guys have failed. And they want to play politics. They want to play politics with young people's lives. No, man, it cannot be allowed, man. It cannot be condoned, guys. This is one of those issues that actually is close to my heart, man. We have children, guys. This is one of those issues that is close to my heart. This is one of those that is close to my heart. What these people have actually done, man, like, it's going to take years to actually reverse the damage that these people have actually done. It's going to take a long time to reverse the damage that these people have actually done. So I would be happy, man, if the DA actually finds a way of getting rid of this SADTU nonsense. I would be happy. I don't know if that is legal. I don't know if that is constitutional. I would be happy, but I know the DA always finds a way. I would be happy. I would be happy. I would be happy. So you going on national television trying to verify us, it is not going to work, man. It's high time, man. People want quality education for their children. People want quality education for their children. So it's high time. It's high time that they realize that dream. It's high time. Guys, please tell me what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to hit that like button. And the most important part is subscribe. My name is Thomas Mabaso. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.